Spence, I think, has never fought a fighter quite as powerful and as fast as Pacquiao. So this is going to be a day of reckoning para sa kanya. I don't think he expects someone like a Manny Pacquiao coming at him.
When this fight was announced, overwhelming yung yung odds in favor of Spence, na para bang sinasabi ng odds makers na etong si Manny Pacquiao walang chance manalo against a young champion, undefeated champion na Spence. I've been saying this over and over in the show na let's not talk about this fight as if it's not winnable. And nakita natin yung mga naging training ni Manny, he looks very sharp, and sabi niyo nga po, he doesn't look like he's 42. We're nearing the fight, like less than a month now bago yung laban. Why do you think the odds have started to dwindle as we get near the fight? Do you think it has something to do with training footage? Yeah, go ahead po.
I also think it's because there's a lot of Filipino money coming in. I have a lot of friends who bought when it was $100 and you win $300. Now it's you bet $100, you win $260. Bumababa. And it's the same trend as what happened in the Thurman fight. In the beginning, Senator Manny was a huge underdog, but when the time of the fight came, it became almost even.
Yeah, I remember that.
Sa pinapakita ni Senator Manny sa training camp niya, mapapabilib ka eh. Because the way he's training is like the way he used to train before. Nothing has changed. And I've spoken with Justin Fortune, and he says he's just amazed. And it's like how we trained for Thurman 2 years ago. Senator Manny hasn't fought since July of 2019. But he hasn't skipped a beat. Pareho din ang kanyang rhythm, pareho din yung kanyang speed and timing. Yung stamina is not a problem. Weight is not an issue. So, it's the same Senator Manny Pacquiao who thwarted Thurman who'll be facing Errol Spence. Spence, I think, has never fought a fighter quite as powerful and as fast as Pacquiao. So this is going to be a day of reckoning para sa kanya. I don't think he expects someone like a Manny Pacquiao coming at him. I think in the back of his mind, he'll know that he's facing a legend, and when the fight ends, he'll know that he lost to a legend. Let's put it that way. In the record of Spence, he has fought only 2 Southpaws. See, Senator Manny, his last 19 opponents were all orthodox fighters. Senator Manny has fought only 9 Southpaws in his career, and he has never lost. His last Southpaw victim was in 2008, si David Diaz, who went down. And I think the only Southpaw who gave Senator Manny trouble was Agapito Sanchez. And then that was because of his dirty tricks.
Yeah, not because he's Southpaw, yeah.
Technical split draw. But I think I've asked Senator Manny himself directly if fighting a Southpaw will make a difference. Sabi niya, may konting adjustment, of course, because it's not like fighting a right-hander. And but matalino to si Senator Manny because as early as when I spoke with him before he left for the States, he already gave me an indication of what he has planned for Spence. Sabi niya, ang dadamay kay Spence is yung kanyang left uppercut. Pero I think pakagat lang niya ni Senator Manny. I think it's the right that's going to crack the bubble of Errol Spence in making no longer an undefeated fighter. I think that right hand of Senator Manny is going to do the trick. I've also seen that may malaking weakness si Spence that I'm sure Senator Manny will exploit. Spence comes from an amateur background. He fought in the Olympics. So he's a type of fighter who is very active. I think he's a very smart fighter. I think he's a smothering fighter. But he always wants to be at the center of things because he needs to get his feet set to throw his combinations. He likes to control the fight from a distance with his jab because he's longer than most of his opponents. He's certainly longer than Manny. He's also taller than Senator Manny. So he will try to dictate the fight from a distance with his jab. But if you make him turn, nawawala ang diskarte niya. And I think that's the key thing. You make this guy turn like Sean Porter did in that fight against Errol Spence. Mahihirapan si Spence. You make him turn, he's not gonna throw because he will only throw when his feet are set on the mat. He'll only throw when, like a typical amateur, he's set to throw a punch. But when you're making him turn, he's not gonna throw. Senator Manny, when he's turning, he's throwing. That's the thing about Senator Manny. He is able to create angles by moving around his opponents, whether left or right, lateral, even backwards. But with Errol Spence, he's a come forward type of fighter who will not turn, who will not twist, and he's not able to create angles like Senator Manny does. And I think that's a big weakness. Now, I listened to Tim Bradley, and he picks Spence over Pacquiao, although he says Pacquiao is a beast and you'll never know what happens. You know, that's something coming from Bradley. Maybe it's because he's an American like Spence, and he lost his unblemished record to Pacquiao. Maybe he doesn't like Pacquiao, although he says he loves him. But Bradley has picked Spence over Pacquiao, and the reason being is that he's a smart guy, he's an active guy, and he's able to control the fight at a distance. And he said, if you fight Pacquiao from outside, you can beat him. I agree. But can Spence do it? And Manny's not a standing target. He's not going to be a statue for Errol Spence. I think Senator Manny is going to use his speed to move around and create angles. And after a while, Spence is going to realize that he's not fighting an ordinary fighter. Magugulat si Errol Spence. Not only that, he'll get dizzy because he won't know where to throw his punches. If his feet need to be set up on the mat to be able to throw his jabs and combinations, well, Senator Manny is not going to be able to make him set up. So he won't do what he would like to do. And that's the great thing about Senator Pacquiao. Manny will make you do things that you're not used to. And that, you know, that's the thinking of Pacquiao. For him to control a fight, he needs to be able to dictate. And he reads his opponents very well. Whatever you like to do as a fighter, the stance that the position you must take to be able to throw combinations, Manny will make you not do it. Manny will not give you the chance to be in position. And that's the beauty of Manny Pacquiao's style. He is able to dictate with his power and speed. And no matter what you bring to the table, Errol Spence may be younger, he may be bigger, he is definitely longer, but he's not going to be able to beat Manny Pacquiao. The only thing that can beat Manny Pacquiao is if he's not in condition. There are some distractions politically. A lot of people are crowding Senator Manny's training camp, but I've also known that Senator Pacquiao knows when to close the doors and make sure that he is completely immersed and focused in the fight that's upcoming. So if there is a question or if there is a doubt that Manny will not be in condition, I don't think there will be any doubt that he is definitely going to be in condition to win this fight.
Alam mo, Dadin, when it comes to Southpaws, when they're actually fighting at a fellow Southpaws, alam mo, sa sobrang sinasabi nga nila, Southpaws don't like Southpaws din eh. Diba? Kasi everything changes eh. Kumbaga yung dynamics, no? You're used to fighting a right hand, an orthodox right-handed boxer, then ngayon is going to fight another Southpaw. Sabi nga natin kanina, sabi nyo nga po, last na laban niya na Southpaw was against David Diaz when he actually won the WBC World Lightweight title, no? Pero in this battle of Southpaw versus Southpaw, you think yung advantage nito is kay Manny, given yung lateral movement po na binabanggit nyo kanina?
Without a doubt. As I mentioned, no, 9 Southpaws ang nakalaban ni Senator Manny. And I remember when Pacquiao fought Fasan 3K Battery in a makeshift arena in BGC many years ago. That left uppercut of Manny lifted Fasan off his feet.
I
I have
remember that.
never seen that done by anyone outside of the heavyweight division. For someone like a Manny Pacquiao to do that at that weight, it was just incredible. I've seen George Foreman do that to Joe Frazier, but I've never seen anyone outside of the heavyweight division to do that. That shows you the power. See, Spence has fought only 2 southpaws in his career, and one of them, I think it might have been 2013, a southpaw from Ghana named Emmanuel Larty. And I remember in viewing that fight, in the 7th round, it was an 8-rounder, and Spence won that fight on points. But in the 7th round, a right cross, I wouldn't say a hook, I thought it was more of a cross, thrown by Larty, turned the legs of Spence into rubber. Before that, there was a left hook to the side of the body. That combination, I thought Spence was going to go down. Saved by the Belgia, that came close to the end of round number 7. But that shows you that he's vulnerable to a southpaw. That shows you that, as you were saying, southpaws may have some difficulty fighting other southpaws. But Senator Manny has shown that southpaws are no problem for him. I don't know about Spence. I think Manny will be posing a very, very big problem for Spence when they fight.
Well, definitely when it comes to Errol Spence, no, I've been following his career din po eh. And kaya ako medyo surprised din sa odds. And I agree that he's supposed to be the favorite in this fight. No, he's champion, more active, younger fighter, undefeated. But, at the same time, sa mga previous fights niya, makikita mo hindi siya perfect fighter eh. He has his flaws, lalo na yung laban niya kay Kell Brook. Nung nilaban naman siya ni Kell Brook was done eh. Kasi he was, towards the, kumbaga, he suffered an injury eh, before that fight. But given all that na sinabi mo, Dadin Quinito, na Manny has the advantage sa kanyang lateral movement, footwork, and creating angles and all that, what do you think Manny Pacquiao should watch out for against Errol Spence?
I think it's important that Manny not allow Spence to dictate this fight with his jab, because that's what he wants to be able to establish. Sa umpisa pa lang, i-establish ni Spence yung kanyang jab to be able to control distance and not make Manny come in. Manny likes to, like a dervish, he likes to dart in and out. But, if that jab is keeping Manny away, he's going to have a difficult time doing the in and out routine. So, Manny's, he knows what he's doing in the ring. So if he sees that mahaba tong kalaban niya, gagamit ng jab, gagawa siya ng paraan. He's going to slip and slide. He's going to duck under the jab. He's going to shift over to one side. If he sees that right jab is coming, he's going to move over to a side where that jab is not going to be able to be effective. And so babasahin niya kung anong gagawin ni Spence. But I think his basic weapon is he wants to control with his jab. I think that's the main thing in his mind. He doesn't want to taste the power of Pacquiao, definitely, because he doesn't want to get hurt. So ang gagawin niya, he'll try to fight from a distance. Sabi nga ni Bradley, you can beat Pacquiao if you fight from outside. I think that's what's going to happen. Spence will try to fight from the perimeter and keep Manny away. And Manny will find a way to be able to move inside and under that defense to be able to uncork his combinations. And when he does, I don't think it's going to be the left uppercut. I think it's going to be the right. I think that right is going to find the target very clearly. And, just like Thurman, although Thurman was an orthodox fighter, Manny was able to establish his power right in round number 1 nung pinapagsak niya si Thurman. I think Manny's going to be doing that also against Spence. Right from the get-go, right from the opening bell, he's going to attack. He's going to put a lot of pressure on Spence, put him on the defensive, put him on his back foot, make him lean against the ropes. I think that's what Senator Manny is going to try to do very early on. Like what happened in the Thurman fight, in the middle rounds, nakabawi si Thurman. He started to get his distance. He started to find his range. Manny sort of lost a little bit of his stamina in the middle rounds. But then when the second wind kicked in, especially the 10th round, when he hit Thurman with that shot to the side of the body, that turned the complexion of the fight around. Thurman had won the last several rounds before that, but once he got hit again, nagiba na ang itsura ni Thurman. I'm just so disappointed that that fight was a split decision win for Manny, because that should have been a clearly unanimous decision.
I agree.
There was no doubt in anybody's mind that Pacquiao won that fight. For a judge to even say that Thurman won that fight in his scorecard is just an abomination. I think that's a disgrace. So, and I think it's going to happen in this fight. I think Manny's going to dominate this. I don't know if Manny, however, can put Spence away. I would like to see Spence go away on his back. I would like to see that, because, you know, Senator Manny needs it. I think he needs a knockout. You know, we want to see him score a knockout once more, and I think he's very capable. If he gets that Spence flush in the jaw, and I don't think Spence has ever tasted the power of anyone quite like Pacquiao. At pag makaramdam na siya ng lakas ni Pacquiao, baka bumagsak na rin ito.